What's going on, everybody? Matt Worthington here. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things apartment locating, real estate motivation, inspiration, side hustles, and getting ahead. This video is long overdue. I know this. A lot of you have asked me to make a video on how to get your first check and how to close your first deal from start to finish. The step-by-step walkthrough, me holding your hand, explaining everything in detail. Well, guess what? Today's the day. I am making that video right now. So my plan is to literally walk you guys through everything. I'm going to break it down in hopefully less than 45 minutes. And I'm going to take you guys with me to go view some properties, to talk to some leasing agents, pretend that we have a client there with us as we are going and checking out units and things of that nature. So let's start here in a couple seconds with what real estate course to take, and then after you take your course, how to get signed by a broker, so on and so forth. And then I'll just break it down step by step. And for those of you who don't know, I am an apartment locating expert. I've been doing this and done well with it during my time in this industry and in this space. And I have a bunch of videos on my channel. If you guys haven't watched those videos, there's some awesome content there that hopefully helps you guys make some money, get ahead, level up, and break generational barriers. That's what this is all about. It's about helping you guys win and make some money. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. This is the one-stop shop. Everything you need to know about apartment locating should be in this video. And if not, I will reference other videos on my channel to help you guys get the answer to your questions. Let's rock and roll. Let's go, baby. We'll see y'all in a couple seconds. All right, I just moved to another part of my house. I thought it would be cool to have different scenes and different backgrounds and different atmospheres so that you guys are a little bit more engaged. So I'm not just sitting in front of a camera and talking to you guys in the same spot for, the first 30 minutes. So let's just get into it. The first step is you got to get your license. Well, you guys are probably like, where should I get my license? How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? So I can speak from my experience, and I think this will be helpful to some of you, especially those of you that live in Texas. So there are a couple different courses. There's a lot of them that are online and some of them that are in person. Champions is a very well-known course here in Austin. I think it's actually statewide, but it's like $1,000, and there's two options. One you sit in person and the other one you take online, but they're both very expensive, time consuming, and you can't go right through them very quickly. Whereas ACEABLE Agent, which is what I recommend all of you take, is I think like $300 or $400. Whenever I took it, it was only $250. Plus you get a referral code that you can send out to other people that kicks you like $50 every time as well. But anyway, I did ACEABLE Agent, and it was awesome because it's all online. It's all video based. You can go through it as fast as you want. I think it's an 180-hour course, but it doesn't require you to actually read through every section. And the reason I'm saying that isn't because I want you to just blow right through it and not take in the information and retain the knowledge and the info. It's because some of you might work better by going through it very quickly and then just studying only the study guide at the very end of it before testing out. For me, that's how I work better. I can't sit in one place for too long. I'm always on the go. I'm always on the move. I get too antsy and anxious. So I have to blow right through the course and then study just the stuff that you need to study on the study guide at the very end of it. That's how I learn better. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, I highly recommend ACEABLE Agent. Again, I think it's like $350 or $400 now. It used to be $250, but it's just gotten so popular that it's raised in price. It's gone up. So you got to get your license. That is where I'd go. I would go to ACEABLE Agent. Okay. Assuming You got your license. Awesome. Now you got to hang your license with a broker. So the second step is you got to find a brokerage. And I have a video about this on my channel. It talks about how to get hired by a brokerage. I'm going to add that in the bio below in the show notes so that you can go and click on it and watch that video. I don't know how to do the whole hyperlink thing where it embeds in the video here. So I'm just going to trust you guys. Go to the bio and get the information there. But if not, basically, you should go and find a broker that is specific to apartment locating. So in Austin, there's smart city locators. There is apartment experts, apartment pros. There's a bunch of them. In Dallas, I'm sure there's some. In Houston, I'm sure there's some. And all over the country, there are apartment locating specific brokerages. How do you find them? Well, guess what? That's what Google's for. Just Google it. It'll come up with all the different options, and just go and call them, email them, get an interview, set that up, and find one that works best for you. Find one that is closest maybe to where you're at if they require you to go in person. Find one that has a good commission split. I mean, these are all things that you should take into consideration when deciding what apartment locating specific brokerage you want to go with. So you get your license is the first step. The second step is hanging your license with a brokerage. Once you do that, we'll move into step 3. Awesome. You got your license. You found a broker. Now you need leads. You need clients. You need help getting people to use your services so that you can ultimately provide enough value to get paid. So how do you get leads? Again, I hate to reference back to my channel, but there is a video on my channel about how to get leads. In a short version, in layman terms, pretty much you just go and you post Facebook Marketplace ads. You post on your social media. You can make a TikTok account. You text your friends and family and leverage your network. You can post on Zillow, which really technically isn't something that I'm supposed to talk about, but there's a way that you can do it where it's all inside the lines and the boundaries of what is okay. So you just need to put out as much content as you can. Content is key. I think consistency compounds and consistency kills. That's something my friend Joe always says. Blast as much content as you possibly can, and I promise you will get leads for yourself. Well, guess what? If you work for an apartment locating specific brokerage, a lot of the times they feed you leads as well. So you have the option to go out and get leads yourself, which you're more than capable of doing. That's all I've ever done. And then you also have the option to get leads from your brokerage. And once you work these leads and you do a good job for all these clients, well, guess what? They're going to refer you to their friends and family. I know plenty of people in the apartment locating space that worked super hard their first 2 years, got a bunch of leads their first 2 years, a bunch of clients their first 2 years, closed a bunch of deals, and then guess what? They never did marketing after that because everything was word of mouth. And some of those clients that they helped move into a spot that first time around came back to them whenever they were looking for a new spot. Maybe they didn't like their place as much as they thought they were going to like it. Maybe their work moved locations, so they have to go move somewhere that's closer to their place of work. Maybe they got a raise, so now they're looking for a nicer spot that they can afford. And guess what? They're going to come back to you. So if you take care of your clients and you do what's right for them, I promise you leads will never be an issue. At first, yes, it can be a little bit difficult, but again, check out my video on my channel, which I'll also link in the bio below, which will give you all the information you need to get leads and close deals. And maybe I didn't clarify this very well, but in order to get leads and the content that you want in your posts on social media are essentially apartments that have great specials. Maybe it's 2 weeks free, 4 weeks free, 6 weeks free. Maybe there's an application fee waive. Maybe there's no pet deposit. Maybe there's something along the lines of there being a special that helps save them money and helps incentivize them to move into that particular location. So those are typically the apartment complexes that I list on my Facebook Marketplace post, my Instagram sponsored ads, on my TikTok, whenever I text my friends, on my Facebook just regular page, on my Twitter, Snapchat, whatever. Those are typically the ones that I focus on. It's apartments that are usually new builds that have move-in specials because they need to fill their units fast because they're a brand new apartment and there's nobody in there, and they want to raise their occupancy rate as much as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible. And that's why they have those specials, is to incentivize people to move there, but also locators to help clients move into their space as well. So that's typically the apartments I focus on. So say you're just posting out an ad, or maybe you made a TikTok video saying, hey, I'm an apartment locator, I can help you find a spot for free. And someone clicks on it and says, hey, or comments and says, hey, I'm interested in using your services. What's the next step? Okay, well, the next step is using Smart Apartment Data, which is the software most locators use to help find spots that fit within the client's budget, fits their criteria as far as location. Maybe they need a pool, maybe they want a gym, maybe they want to be on the second floor or the third floor rather than the first floor. Maybe they want to be in a place that was built after 2020, or maybe they want to be in an older place. So Smart Apartment Data gives you the option to look at all this criteria and help you build a list based off of the wants and needs of your client. So the next step would be going to Smart Apartment Data, and I think most apartment locating brokerages will give you access to Smart Apartment Data. They will pay for it for you. And if they don't, well, then it's just, I think, 40 or 50 bucks a month. But guess what? You close one deal, it pays for the entire year's worth of Smart Apartment Data. So it's well worth it, and it's necessary. It's something that you absolutely need, in my opinion, to help provide your clients with lists that have the best possible spots based off of their wants and needs. So there's a video on Smart Apartment Data as well on my channel. I'll link that below in the bio, but I might be able to add in a quick little segment here right now, and let's do that. Boom. We're about to be in a Smart Apartment Data right now. So smartapartmentdata.com, you can see the website right here. Pretty self-explanatory there. So you go to sign in, and I already have my information saved, so I'm signed in. So this is kind of what the screen looks like here, the main screen, to give you an idea of what the main screen looks like. So what I usually do is I start in results. So, and then I come over here to revise. And say a client says they're looking for a 1-bed, 1-bath in South Austin for $1,600 a month. So what I do is I click on this, so narrow by address, and I do the map draw, and just come in here, refresh it to start over. And what I do is I zoom in, and then I click this feature here, and I do the map draw for South Austin, right? Anything below the river, the main river in Austin's right here. This is Lake Colorado, or the Colorado River, excuse me. So this is South Austin right here. So then what I do is I press continue. Now that it has that area selected, I can put in their criteria. So, say they're looking for something that's under $1,600 a month, 1-bed, 1-bath. The cool feature here is you can start at 1-bed, 1-bath down here and then come all the way up to 3 bedrooms or so. You can put in the square footage, you can put the year it was built if they want something that's newer. What I usually do is I just leave it at this. I keep it very broad rather than getting too specific, especially down here. I mean, a doorman, a golf simulator, that's just going to make the search a little bit too difficult and too specific, so it's not going to come up with a lot of options. So I keep it very broad. I just put the price range and the bedroom numbers here usually, and then I press run search, and then it shows me all the different options, and it shows me the percent that each option pays. So here it looks like in South Austin, for this amount, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that pay 100%, and then they come to 80 to 75, come to 50, And then towards the very bottom, and it looks like there's a lot of 50, you know, so we got good options to choose from here. And at the very bottom, you have options that pay flat. So this place pays, the Retreat at Barton Creek, it pays $750 flat. Down here's $550 flat. This place pays $1,200 flat. So that's great. You know, that's a good commission. And then you come back up and it shows you the different specials. So this place is, you know, $800 off the first month's rent. This place is $750 off the first month's rent and app fee waived. And this one's $400 off the first month's rent. So, you know, just a couple different options. And then it shows you where they're located, the name of the property, when it was built, the number of bedrooms, the square footage, and the kind of the rent range, and then how much they pay, 100% send or escort. So any of these here, basically you can just call them and send your client there and you'll still get paid 100%. So that's awesome. But as you can see, other ones, they really want you to escort them. So, you know, there's a difference. They escort for 100% and they send for 75. So this one you might consider going and walking the tour with them because you want to get paid more. This one's 100% escort and 50% send. Another one, 100%, 50%. And then once you get further down, there's some that they won't even pay you at all, you know? They will only pay you to escort. So that's the Element Austin, for example. So this is cool. So what you can also do is you can click on the actual apartment complex and it shows you some more specific details, including the pictures. So it actually just took me straight to the gallery mode in the website. And what you can do is you can download these pictures and just send them to your client to give them an idea of what the complex looks like, what finishes are there, what the gym looks like, what the pool looks like, what the lounge looks like. This is a really cool apartment complex, actually, that I'm a big fan of. They used to have a 4-week free special, but it just got so popular that they didn't need to do a special to incentivize clients to go there because everybody just liked it so much as it was. So there's some requirements. So 3 times the monthly rent, they do a credit check. Luckily, co-signers are accepted. In most places they are. It's managed by Greystar, so you know this is a reputable property management company. Like I talked about, there's no specials anymore. Their office hours are 9 to 6 p.m. and a lot of times it shows the on-site manager, so you can call in and ask specifically for the manager for whatever questions you may have. It looks like there's a weight limit for pets of 175 pounds. The pet limit is 2 pets. So these are all good things to know. They have a deposit of anywhere between 400 and 800. Likely that's between 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom units. Here shows you the parking and then all this stuff. You know, they do accept someone with a felony, someone with a previous eviction, misdemeanors, broken leases, foreclosures, bankruptcies. A lot of these are just, it says case by case though, so they really have to feel it out. They got to see how long ago it was, what the actual charge was, so on and so forth. Shows you the different floor plans, shows you the different schools in the area. So it looks like Del Valley, Beatty Elementary, John P. Ojeda Middle School, nearby properties. So other ones, if they don't like this one in particular, then maybe you can send them to some of these others, assuming that some of them pay commissions as well. Shows agent reviews. So this is always cool. Sometimes I look at this, it shows what experience not leasing agents, but apartment locators have had with this property prior. And this is really cool because it shows you a lot of times how long it's going to take to get paid for your commission. So sometimes apartment locators will throw in here that it takes them 30 days to pay out, 60 days to pay out, 90 days to pay out. But I don't think people use this feature as much anymore. That's why, you know, you don't see many reviews. There's only 4 here and it looks like they're all spaced out by like 2 or 3, 4 years. But you know, overall, this is cool. It's cool to see the overview. But let's go back to the results. So a lot of times, I look through these, or you know, I go click on these and I find which ones I really like, and then I find ones that not only do I like and I think my client's gonna like, but that fit within my client's criteria as well. So let's just add a couple of these in there. And what you can do is you can make a list. So you press this button, it says selected only, and it comes up with only the ones that you've selected. And then you can save this list. But a lot of times what I do is I come in here to email. I press on this, and then I, a lot of times, just print this out. So the cool thing is you can save this as a PDF, right? So you can print it, save as a PDF, and what happens is this PDF you can just send over to your client. Awesome. So you're familiar with smart apartment data. You've used smart apartment data. You've built that list based off the client's wants and needs. You've built this list around their budget. You've built this list around the location that they want to be in. You've done everything that you've needed to do to find the perfect spots for your client, whether that be 2 spots or 10 spots. You have that list ready. Well, the next step is you need to present this to your client. And a lot of times what I do is I ask my client when a good time would be to hop on the phone so that we can have a conversation to talk through some of these things. They can get in front of their laptop and they can look up these spots as you're giving them to them. And the reason I do this is because a lot of times you will send this list over to the client, and if they don't know you very well, if there isn't rapport built already, then that client will actually just take that list and run off with it. They'll ghost you. You'll never hear from them again. So oftentimes what I do is I hop on the phone with them so that they can see I'm a human too. I'm a person too. I'm not a robot. I'm not just somebody typing behind the screen, behind a keyboard. Like, I have bills to pay. I have, family to feed, that sort of thing. So that they see that you're just like them. And you walk through this list with them so that you can get live, real-time feedback on the different spots that you recommend to them. So as you're going through it, you can say, hey, what'd you think of this spot? Do you like this pool? Do you like this gym? Do you like this floor plan? Do you like the balcony? Is this dog park nice enough for you? Well, what about this budget? What about the location? Does all that work for you? And if it doesn't, well, guess what? Then you can pivot and talk to them about another one. And if it goes very, very well, hopefully they don't even need to see the property. They can just apply right away online with you. But most times they want to go see the property. So you show them all these different spots. You walk through it over the phone with them. And then they say, well, awesome, let's go check out these 2 or 3. And that brings us to the next step, the tours. So now you've found out the 2 or 3 spots that your client really likes and they want to go check out. So then you got to set up the tours. So you reach out to these apartment complexes and ask them what their days and times are available to do touring. And then once you find out the days and times that work best for the apartment complex to have tours, then you reach out to your client and say, hey, these are the slots available to do touring. Which day and time works best for you? And then you lock in the tours after you've confirmed with the client that works for them. You tell the apartment complex and say, hey, these are the days and times that work best. And then what you do after that is you send in the guest card. So the next step after you have the tours set is you send in the guest card. So who do you send the guest card to? You send the guest card to the leasing agent that you talk to over the phone. You send the guest card to the property manager. You send the guest card to the complex. Whoever it is that provides you with an email address over the phone, whenever you call in and set the tours, you always just make sure to ask, like, hey, what's the best email to send it to? Who should I make it out to? I need to send in my guest card. So you ask them, they give you that email, and then you fill out a guest card with your client's name, email address, phone number, what they're looking for, when they're looking to move in, what their budget is, so on and so forth, so that they can put your name and your client's name in the system before the tour happens, just as a vetting process, but also something to fall back on. Say your client forgets to put your name on the application. There is proof that you had contact with the apartment complex ahead of time so that they know you are the reason that client moved in and applied. You are the reason that client knew about the property. And so that is just basically a saving grace, just in the instance that they forget to put your name on the application, because you need to have your name on the application in order to get paid as a locator. So if you want to know what a guest card looks like, again, that video is in my on my channel. I'm going to put it in the bio below. Check that out. Next step coming up. A lot of times after the tour is booked, what I'll do, and also throughout the entire process of this, is a lot of times I actually take selfie videos and I text that over to my client. So throughout the process, it feels like they're FaceTiming me. It feels like they're talking to me in person. It feels like I'm walking them through the steps one by one. So just a quick tip, I was kind of thinking about it as I'm making this video, is to send your clients selfie videos of you talking, just to make the experience a little bit more personable. So that's a quick tip for you. And also, whenever you are doing setting up the tours and you're talking to the leasing agents over the phone, it is very important to ask if that apartment complex pays on a send or escort basis, or both. So not every apartment complex will actually pay you if you don't show up with your client. Sometimes it's on an escort only basis. So they will only pay you commission if you actually show up with your client. However, there's other apartment complexes that will pay you on a send only basis. So you can just send your client. You don't actually have to show up and you still get paid the commission. So with that said, next step is, once the tour is set up, you go in and you tour with your client in person. How to tour, how to properly tour. I have a video on this as well on my channel that will be in the bio below. But what I'm going to do for you guys right now is I'm actually going to drive over to an apartment complex that I live close by, and just going to, change up the scenery a little bit, talk to you guys about how to tour, talk to you guys what that process looks like, what questions to ask while you're on the tour, and spice it up. So be on the lookout for that in 3, 2, 1. What's up, people? In my car on my way to go tour. Gonna give you guys an idea of what that all looks like. By the way, I have a video again on my channel about how to tour with your client, what the touring looks like, what questions to ask. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown right now. So typically I'll meet my client out front, shake their hand, say hello, maybe have some chocolates or something for them, a handwritten card, to really just show them how much I appreciate them and their, their support and stuff. And then, you go through the tour and you help ask questions like, how much is the pet rent? How much is valet trash? How much are pest control fees, that sort of thing. And, just ask general questions that they might not be asking, but it's probably good for them to know. You just ask the leasing agent all that stuff while you're there touring with them. Again, I'm going to link that video below. I'm not going to dive into it too much here, but I wanted to take this time as I'm driving to just talk about apartment locating in a very honest way, I guess. So yeah, I just wanted to give my honest take and my honest opinion of apartment locating, and give you guys an idea of where I'm at with it as I make this video. Apartment locating can be very frustrating. I made a video about this the other day. I also have a video about apartment locating nightmares and the ugly truths of apartment locating. It can be very frustrating, and I understand when people feel a sense of burnout. However, for me, apartment locating was life-changing. I think I got into this industry at a time that I needed to make some extra money. I needed another source of income, and I needed it in a way that was flexible and could fit around my lifestyle and my schedule. I work a full-time job, and I have a podcast, and I valet and do all these side hustles, and I couldn't afford to spend any more time during the day to do like another full-time job. So the only other option I really had was to find a job that was flexible and remote, and that's what apartment locating really is. Like, you can work from your home, you can work from your car, you can really create your own schedule. And so I was really attracted to that, and attracted to the flexibility that it provides while still bringing in a good amount of income. I think all of you guys will find that too. Apartment locating is a job that you can make a lot of money in without that much work. When you get your systems down and you learn how the game works, and you learn how to get along with clients, and you learn how to find the right properties, then you can make a lot of money. So I just hope that this video, and I hope that my channel in general, is helpful to you guys, helpful to people. And I'm just really genuinely here to try to give back and make a difference in y'all's lives, and help you guys win and level up and make money. So I'm about to pull up to the property here in a couple minutes. I will stop by jibber jabbing and see y'all in a little bit. Taking a quick detour to this pond that was just built in a neighborhood I'm about to move into. Thought it would be pretty cool to add in here. Pretty cool. You have to wave. That's perfect. It's a big pool too.
This will be heated. Let people from the outside of Kyle or outside of the community in.
It's crazy. What's up, guys? Change of scenery again. It's a nice evening here in Austin, Texas, so figured I'd hop on the camera here in my new neighborhood. I bought a house just a little while ago, so I'm at the park, and yeah, I wanted to just kind of take the video from here. So basically, after you tour, the hope is that they like that property. But sometimes they don't like the property. Sometimes they don't like the apartment complex. So then you go back to the drawing board, you go back to smart apartment data, you put in new criteria based off of, you know, their new wants and needs, after you've gotten feedback from them about what it is that they don't like from the current complex, or from the complex that you just toured at. And then after that, you do the whole process over again. But assuming that they do like the property, then the next step is filling out an application. And even before that, you can talk to the leasing agent to see maybe what additional specials they have in play. You can figure out maybe what they can offer to incentivize that this client of yours signs the application and moves in. You know, the leasing agents want that client to sign in just as much as you do, because they get paid as well on every unit that they get locked in. So basically, the next step is the application process, and this is a very, very important process through all this. This is probably the most important thing that takes place throughout this entire process, because the application is how you get paid. You need to make sure in the section that says who referred you, or how'd you hear about us, or what real estate agent or locator did you work with, that they put your name. They have to put your name. If they don't put your name on the application, then it makes things very difficult in getting paid afterwards. So make sure that they put your name in that section, and you can incentivize them to do that by saying, hey, you know, it's probably a given that you'll be putting my name on the application just because I've done all this work for you for free and help you find this spot. But if for whatever reason you just feel weird about it, you can be like, here's a $50 Visa gift card for your support. Really appreciate you letting me be your locator throughout this process. Hope that you enjoyed this experience, and here's a little, you know, cherry on top, a $50 Visa gift card. Please don't forget to put my name down on the application. But also, you have the option to, if you choose to, sit down with them and fill the application out in person. You can fill out that application with them, sitting right there in front of them, or sitting right there next to them. And that's also a great way just to, you know, solidify that your name is going to be put on the application. So, yeah, you know, the next step is to get them to apply. If they're confused on how to apply, then you can either sit with them in person, or you can hop on a call with them, or FaceTime, or Google Meets, or Zoom, or something along those lines, and walk them through the application process yourself. All right, so after your client fills out the application and puts your name on the application, the next step is to create the invoice and make a lease verification form. Both of those videos are also on my channel. I'll link them below. Essentially, you're just putting the client's name, the unit that they moved into, the amount that that unit is per month, the commission that the apartment has agreed to pay for, and then you're sending that over to the leasing agent for them to confirm all that information is correct, the unit number, so on and so forth. And then afterwards, once they do confirm, you create the invoice and then send it to the apartment complex ahead of time. And then whenever that client moves in, then the apartment complex will pay you. And you can do all this through Smart Apartment Data. And then you just email that over to the apartment complex, the leasing agent, the property manager, whoever it is, at the same email you sent the guest card to. And then you get paid, you know, and that's how it works. And essentially, like, on the lease verification form, also what's really cool about that is the leasing agent must put when the check will be paid. So they'll tell you, hey, after this client moves in, we'll pay you in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it is. And then you can actually use that. Say 30 days has gone by, you haven't got your check yet. You send that into the property management company. You're like, hey, look, you guys told me in writing on paper that you would pay me in 30 days. I haven't got paid yet. Y'all need to pay me right now today. And that helps a lot with headaches later down the line. So the lease verification form is super important. And you just, you bulldog them a little bit, you push them a little bit, you continue to follow up with that lease verification form. You will get paid, and you'll get paid based off of what they wrote down on the lease verification form. After you help a client move into a spot, I always send them follow-up messages. I'll shoot them a text, I'll give them a call, I'll send them a gift in the mail, I'll give them a handwritten letter, something along those lines, just telling them how much I appreciate them, and tell them, hey, if there's anybody in your network or that you know that it might be looking for an apartment as well, please refer my name. And for anybody that you refer to me that ends up signing an apartment, I'll give you a $50 Visa gift card, or, you know, buy them some chocolate or something along those lines, just to show some appreciation, and make sure to thank them for that referral. So guys, that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 2 checks that I just got in the mail for this past month. I think one of them was for like $1,970 and the other one was for $1,600. Here are 2 checks. They're both 2 weeks apart. One of them for $1,640, the other one for $1,979. This was for 1 lease. This was for 2 leases. Quick, easy work, guys. Y'all can do this too. Go out there and crush it. And I literally just picked those up today. And it was for 3 leases, 4 hours of work, you know, and I made 19 plus 6, 2,000. I made $3,500 in 4 hours of work. You know, you can do the math. You divide that up. That's like $800 an hour. So look, you can make a lot of money in this job. You can make a lot of money in this business. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I am here to help. I'm here to answer anything that you may need clarification on. But other than that, you know, that's the video. At this point, I'm kind of just rambling. So please like, subscribe, comment, all the above. That wraps up this video of how to get paid and how to make money start to finish. This is it. See y'all.